everyone. Before I start my speech, I want to ask you a question. Have you ever opened social media maybe just for a minute? Maybe before you go to sleep, maybe while you're waiting a bus stop. And suddenly you see someone traveling at somewhere beautiful place, someone celebrating a success. And without even realizing it, a question appears in your mind. Am I doing enough or am I falling behind? My speech today will be about this. We basically call it feeling of inadequacy. What is interesting is that in that moment, nothing actually changes your life, but the way you feel about it. We think social media only shows us spriza, magically, the quietly thing is something else, a timeline. A silent timeline that tells us when things should be happening in your life, when we should be succeed, when we should figure everything out, when we should become a someone, the person we admire. And interesting is the timeline doesn't start with social media. In many ways, it's much earlier. From a very young age, we grow up inside a system that constantly measures us. What age we finish school, what age we choose a career, what age become successful. But no one asks us, what do you actually want? Without noticing, we are comparing ourselves to invisible timeline. And the life we see on social media don't only show us other people. They also change how we ourselves. And especially there's a little bit insecurity inside us. Because when confidence is low, social media stops being just entertainment. It becomes a mirror of compression. We see other people's achievements, but we don't see our own effort. We see their brightest moments and we compare them or ordinary days. And I think the real problem is where we compare ourselves. Because their social media is not a full life. It's just a collection of selected moments. And the other, as scrolling at social media, we begin to see people who look like I figure everything out. I mean, I did this, I did that, the perfect time, the perfect career, the perfect everything, and slowly that's comparing into a pressure to be perfect, pressure to be catch up, pressure to be prove you are not behind. The way we see ourselves begins to change. Our confidence, our own efforts look smaller to us, and without even realizing it, our confidence starts to fade. And the difficult part is, in that feeling, it's not created by reality; they're created by perception. And sometimes the loudest criticism doesn't come from other people; it comes ourselves. But we should know something important. Life is not measured by time, not how quickly reach something, not by how early we succeed, because our life is moving on pace, and sometimes we pressure we feel. Maybe it's not come from our own journey. Maybe it comes trying to follow someone else's timeline. And while we keep worrying about whatever we are late or not, we keep passing by the present moment. Because rarely changes to keep worrying about the future, but there's one thing we actually change right now. And maybe we think we are too late to start, maybe the perfect moment you start. And there's a question there. So where is happiness? Is that all of this? From the moment we are born away, we are searching for happiness. As babies, it means comfort and safety. And as we grow older, it means there's something deep us. We want to love, we want to be succeed, we want to be feeling valued. Like Erin said, we are not robots. But over time, we see the happiness as a destination, something we have to reach. But that's why we are keep searching for happiness. So this brings us an important question. Is there a formula for happiness? We treat like a happiness is a mathematical equation. As it succeeds or achieves, it's automatically linked to happiness. But in real life, not happiness is a rational. Happiness is not rational like math. In math, every formula lists a clear result. But real life, emotional not numbers, and happiness is not a formula. Perhaps it's not something we are consumed. Maybe it's something we are noticed. I think that the real formula is start we are learning to notice the small moments we usually ignore. I mean, it could be a small moment, it could be quite little moments, a small laugh, a genuine connection with your friends. And I think that true satisfaction is not come from perfection. It comes from understanding that life was never meant to be perfect. I think that this happiness is begin with stop comparing, stop rushing, and start to notice the life I already have. That's my speech.
Any questions? Yeah, of course. Please,
That's not a question, but I like that you didn't only attach this pressure and worry by social media only, because I think that this pressure and worry was always here since the beginning of the humankind's history. Like comparing our works, comparing our personalities, or the things we do when we are in a room with other people. For example, I experienced this without social media actually, but like everybody else, I also had this worry, and like social media only made it fit inside of our pockets.
Thank you.
Do you think the ultimate goal in life is happiness? Like happiness is the end goal for you?
Is happiness?
Happiness is the only goal for our lives?
I think it's not. I think it's not because life is not just happiness. It could be everything, right? I think we should be everything.
Anything.
Peace would be a better answer for this.
Can say that peace is
Finding peace.
finding peace means everything in life. You say. Does it?
But it
Maybe
also,
it would be a better answer
Would be better.
than pleasure.
I think like finding peace is also depends on the people. Like some people may not chase peace.
Yeah, of course. But the answer is, I think, your friends answered that question just like that. Happiness is in small moments. It doesn't have to be a happiness at all, maybe. It doesn't have to be a happiness itself, but happiness is something in details in life. Your friends answered this question just like this. Thank you. Any other questions you would like to ask? Do you think this speech